Hello everyone. It is a beautiful afternoon and today we are going to be coming out with our cup of tea and we are going to be starting some seeds. So let's go on ahead and get you guys set up over here and show you what I have planned for seed starting for our winter garden. Alright guys, so you're going to have to kind of bear with me a little bit today. It is a glorious sunny day that is semi-warm. We're in the 60s, so I've just got long johns on and I'm comfortable, at least for now anyway. But the entire neighborhood is out and about, so you're going to be hearing all kinds of noise because ironically we do still have grass growing and trees with leaves on them. So today I'm just getting myself set up here and organized with the seed starting supplies that we got from the Bootstrap Farmer. Oops. I'm dropping things. So yeah, I'm just getting our Bootstrap Farmer tray set up here, and let me go on ahead and show you this if you haven't seen it. So this is the insert that goes in, and then the cups go in to all these little cavities that you see there. And then there is a bottom watering tray. I'll show you that here in a bit. So then you're not having to top water all the time, which is going to work out really well for me. And this is part of the reason that we are making this video, is because I am going to be having bone surgery soon. So these trays and the watering method with them are really going to come in handy because I'm not going to have to do a lot of maintenance. And whoop, I'm going to need more cells. Hold on. Alright, fighting my way through the zinnia here. I've got a small zinnia jungle happening. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be having surgery, and it's a bone surgery. So, I am going to probably be in pain and probably not going to be feeling real well. So I am making some content ahead so that you guys will have some things to see in December. It's stuff that I would have been doing in December anyway, if I'm perfectly honest. It's just I'm having to advance it by a couple of weeks to be able to get the content to you guys, because frankly, that week after surgery, I'm not probably going to be feeling like picking up the camera. I don't know, I could be wrong, I highly doubt it, but that's just how life goes sometimes. So I am, as I said, doing some videos in advance, and this is not one of them. You're seeing this here in November, so there's going to be content in December that you're going to kind of see in a hyperlapse method. One of them is going to be the front walkway. I have been, my mom has been, we've been together working on that since April. So there is segments of that you guys haven't haven't seen that have been done recently. I've just been saving up the small bits of content because we're going just a little, doing a little bit at a time, and that means that you're going to be seeing stuff from probably end of August going into September all the way up through into the beginning of December, like first week of December. So there's going to be some video content like that. I'm going to try and bring you some holiday stuff if I can as well, because I do enjoy shooting some holiday video content. I obviously love baking and cooking, so that, you know, makes sense. But the bone surgery that I'm having is going to be on my feet, so it is mostly going to be my mom in the kitchen next month. So that'll be, it's going to be a little sad for me in a way, because I do love to be in there and moving and doing. I'm always on the go, I'm always on the move. But that's the way it goes, and I'm very lucky that I'm able to have this bone surgery because it's corrective and permanent. It's the best part. So today we're doing a bunch of seeds for that time, so that I don't have to worry necessarily the first week of December trying to seed start a bunch of seeds that need to go out into the garden. In the beginning of January, these guys will have plenty of time to mature in the greenhouse, and then we can just put them out there once we pull what's already out there. Right now we've got, what all do we have? We have turnips, we have a bunch of radishes, we have, did I put rutabaga? I think I've got rutabaga. Yeah, I've got rutabaga out there. Rutabaга's out there. We've got multicolored beets, multicolored carrots. Gosh, I'd have to go and look at all the tags. I actually tagged them this time, guys. You saw that video. I made some pretty darn tootin' good tags, because the last time I tagged things, the water from the rain washed out the ink. and it didn't stay, so then I couldn't remember what I had planted where. It's rather humorous. I have a thing about putting tags on my produce. I don't know, I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it. And I've got tags for this, so I also have a pencil. I'm really rocking it today, guys. I really am. So we're gonna basically do some repeats, although we did get in some seeds from some different places that I want to show you. One of them, one is a Romanesco broccoli, and it is still a larger broccoli. It's not as big as other broccolis, but it's still a fairly large broccoli. But we are going to give it a go, and we are going to try and make room for it as best we can, especially since we have the grow towers now from greenstock.com, because those can house and home all of the leafy greens, so kale, spinach, tatsoi. I never pronounce that thing right. It's like a giant spinach leaf type variety. You've seen it in a previous video, okay? So the Greenstock Grow Towers are the homes for those, which means that we have space in the raised beds, and we also have polyethylene available to help overwinter everything. So if we have any freezing rain, if we have any icing or snow, we'll just cover them. But let me go on ahead and change your position here and show you what seeds I am going to be seed starting today. Alrighty, so plan C or D on location for showing you seeds. It happens, okay? There's wind and there's lighting, and things can just get a little bit on the weird side sometimes when you're filming. All right, so some of these are going to be slight duplicates because, for instance, I have two different types of beets here. So I've got an Early Wonder seed that we had gotten from last year. I've got this gourmet beet as well that I'm going to be seed starting. A Gill Feathers rutabaga, and that's from Sustainable Seed Company. I've got a bok choy as well. Oh yes, I have a Napa cabbage because we do not have a lot of space, and cabbage, things in the brassica family tend to take up a lot of room. So for the most part, the last few years, the only thing that we've really made room for in the brassica family has been Brussels sprouts, and while they are not compact, they do give multiple, so we can make room for those, and we did that last year, and we had some delicious, it's making me hungry for Brussels sprouts now, but they were really, really delicious Brussels sprouts. They were nice and sweet and perfect. Okay, so we have a broccoli rabe or rapini, spring rapini. This is a small option, so if you are in a smaller space than even what we have, try a broccoli rabe because it has all of the yumminess of a broccoli, just smaller, and it's a 55-day thing, so turnaround on it is pretty quick. Here's that Romanesco broccoli. So this needs 24 to 36 inches spacing between because it does get pretty large. In general, the max amount of room that we try to give a plant is around the 36-inch mark. Width-wise, if it's something that grows up, then it doesn't really matter because we can trellis, and we do trellis here. You've seen that before. This one does take a little bit longer. It's 75 to 100 days. Oh, and all of these seeds are a frost-tolerant variety. Oh, here's another beet. This one's a 50-day. Forgot about this one. It's an avalanche beet, and it's a white beet. So if you don't like beet staining, there you go. Okay, so I've also got a purple Vienna kohlrabi, also from Sustainable Seed Company. Here I have just a traditional purple top, white globe turnip. I have a Market Express turnip. This one is, I think, the fastest one that we've got. It's 30 to 40 days. Pretty much everything is around the 50-day mark, but that's going to be a really quick turnaround, which is why it's a market variety. When you're market gardening, you want varieties that are going to be quick turnovers, which means that from seed planting to harvest is half the time, sometimes less in the case of some varieties, of what you would normally have. So that variety, it's just a really quick variety to grow. The only thing that I have here that's going to take a wee bit is going to be the parsnip. This is 130 to 140 days, 39 days. It's about 140 days to wait on these. But for me, parsnip is worth it. And for some reason, parsnips are really hard to find in my area. When you go shopping, that is. And we don't have winter markets to go to from the local growers here. For the most part, our farmers market and our growers in this area do mostly summer stuff. So there's no farmers market for good 4 or 5 months of the year. Sometimes longer. This last year it was longer because we really didn't start seeing anything until the end of June for our farmers market as far as produce goes. So Just depends upon the year too. That is also a major factor. But all that being said, let's go on ahead and hyperlapse this part of me planting these guys out, and then we'll get them into the greenhouse. Okie dokie, artichokes. So, we are all seed started for the next round of winter produce. One of the dogs stepped on the line here. And this is a good thing, because this is just going to give us a jump on the next harvest. And like I said, a lot of these are pretty early as far as growth goes, from literal harvest, well, seed to harvest anyway. And so this is going to be exciting. Some of these are new and different varieties. I do have some radish seeds as well, but they usually grow really well for us even in really, really cold periods. They do seem to grow really well, just direct seed sowing. Beets grow as well, even in really, really cold months for us here. But for the most part, we don't tend to have a lot of the extreme temperatures that the northern states do. So if we get to 15 below that, that's a cold year, and it usually only stays that way for like 2 seconds. One of the things that I do wish that we had here was more winter, because for the most part our winters are just cold rain type situations, sleet and ice. We get a lot of sleet and ice here, so it's not exactly fun. I would rather have 2 to 5 feet of snow than having freezing rain and ice, because it's problematic. It really is. But yeah, so that's our typical winter. But of course, you know, not everybody's winter is going to be quite as nice as ours. So you may, in those more northern climates, you may actually be able to grow things like this even in an unheated greenhouse. I don't know for sure. I guess that would just depend upon how winterized you have your greenhouse, obviously, and whether or not you have a heat source powering it. So it's just one of those things that you have to go based upon your area. We are We are considered a zone 7, like a hard zone 7, but we tend to act with the surrounding mountains more along the lines of a 7A. So we tend to get a bit cooler than just down below us. Oh, I want to say just barely 100 miles down below us. Barely that. Totally different. So we're talking an hour and a half away. It's totally different climate than what we get here. And the same can be true down there. Sometimes they get spring storms and tornadic activity that we don't get because just where the line is as far as the mountain range hits, we have a little bit of a buffer, but we also have a little bit of a winter trap. So, it's just kind of one of those things that you have to figure out and play around with and see what you can do. But these guys now need to go in the greenhouse, get a little bit warmed up in here. So I hate to say this, I do need to organize the greenhouse before I have my surgery. I have not gotten in here and done that. I need to get some egg crates. I think that would be the easiest way to organize our different fertilizers and things that we've got in here. We've got the Espoma bags of Garden Tone, Plant Tone, and then the Biotone, which is what I put in our seed starting mix here. I go on ahead and I add that in there. I love the Espoma brand. I have no affiliate links, but I'll try and link their website down below for you so that you can go and research their products a bit more. Total game changer. And I need to rescue Macy here. She's stuck. So until I get those egg crates and get this greenhouse a little bit cleaned up and organized, more organized for my mom so that she can find things, because she's going to be home all of December. For all I know, she may be confiscating my camera. She's been threatening this for months. She's been saying for the last 3 months that when she comes home one of these days, she's just going to steal my camera, and I'll just have to put up with what she ends up filming. So for all I know, she could very well follow through on that threat. That might actually be a fun and funny video. I'd enjoy watching it, honestly. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna work on getting that organized, and I might do that as an extra video for you guys in December, just so you can have a peek, see at what's still going on, even though I'm gonna be down for a little bit as far as filming goes. But let's go on ahead and get these trays organized here in the greenhouse and call this video good. Okay, guys? As always, keep it simple, natural, and essential, and I will see you on the next one.